might be thinking, really? Is everyone actually psychic? Well, I'm going to explain this to you. I believe, and I fully do believe, that everyone has the potential to open themselves up to psychic abilities. It really comes down to whether someone has developed their psychic abilities. It's not that one person can do it and one person can't. It just depends on the person and where they are on their psychic journey, let's call it. When someone tells me that I am psychic, I just think, well, actually, I just have developed psychic abilities. There are definitely people out there that are way more developed psychically than me. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 signs that you may be psychic, in brackets, have developed psychic abilities. And then I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can develop them further. Isn't it so exciting? So just as a little preface, what is a psychic sense? So the psychic senses are senses that exist beyond the physical realm. So we have the 5 physical senses: sight, smell, taste, sound, hearing, and touch. So psychic senses are things like intuition, telepathy, clairvoyance, clairaudience. Senses that basically exist beyond our physical realm. They exist in the psychic, the quantum, the non-physical realm, whatever you want to call it. Before I jump into the signs, I just want to say thank you guys so much for your comments. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I really do appreciate it. Let's jump into the signs. The first sign that you are psychic, or that you have developed psychic abilities, is that you have dreams that either come true, or you have dreams that tell you information about things happening in the physical realm that you wouldn't have been able to know if you didn't have that dream. I'm going to give you an example. This happened to me a few weeks ago, and I had a dream that one of my friends had broken up with her boyfriend. So I knew, like, she had been telling me that she was struggling in her relationship, and I was also going through the exact same thing. And I broke up with my boyfriend. I decided, it was like a long time coming, but I had decided that I was going to break up with my boyfriend on this day. That night I had a dream that my friend had also broken up with her boyfriend and that she was really upset. And this dream led me to message her to ask her if she was okay, how she was feeling, and she replied to me saying, "I'm not good, I broke up with my boyfriend yesterday." And I was like mind blown, like, this is crazy, the fact that I actually had a dream that you broke up with your boyfriend, and you did. Guys, let me know in the comments if you have ever experienced a premonition or a psychic dream. I love to hear other people's confirmation and stories about this, so let me know what happened. Sign number 2 that you are psychic, or that you have you're starting to develop your psychic senses, is that you know what people are going to say before they say it. You notice like this split second thing where you know something's going to happen as it happens. This kind of thing has happened to me so many times. I believe that this is a form of telepathy. So imagine that we are communicating constantly in the quantum realm, in unseen realms. When we tap into that, we are able to foresee things happening before they happen, and it usually comes in this feeling of strong intuition, knowing that something's going to happen before it does. And this happens to me all the time, where I'm just like to people, "Oh my god, I knew you were going to say that," or "I knew that was going to happen." Do you also experience this, like knowing what people are going to say before they say it? Just let me know that I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one, but comment below if this happens to you. Sign number 3 that you are starting to develop your psychic senses is that you notice synchronicities all the time. Another phenomenon that happens because we are all connected in this infinite field. This infinite field of intelligence that we can't quite explain. I had a series of synchronicities actually happening to me very recently. One of the days I was like thinking to myself how I was going to get a new glass, like flask, to hold my water so that I could put lemons and stuff in it and always have water and be prepared. The next day, my mum comes in my room and she's like, oh, I got you this. And I was like, that's weird. I was literally thinking about getting that yesterday. Another synchronicity could be, this happened to me once as well. I just quit my job. I was thinking about starting a business, a dog business, and I did not know if this was going to work. But I basically needed some way to create some kind of cash flow. And I was asking the universe, I was like wondering, is this the right way to go? Should I commit to this? And I walked out my house and this lady was calling her dog and she was going, cash, cash. And I was like, okay. And I took that as a sign, and it was a very, very interesting synchronicity. Have you got any synchronicity stories that you can share? Let me know in the comments. Sign number 4 that you have got developed psychic senses is that you experience lucid dreams. And this, by the way, could be in the form of sleep paralysis, because for me, I experience sleep paralysis a lot, and I have been able to go into a lucid dream from a state of sleep paralysis. And basically, sleep paralysis is when you are asleep and you feel like you're awake. Normally what happens to me is I think that I'm awake, so I can see my room. Everything in my room looks pretty much the same. Sometimes some things are a little bit different, and I can't move. Or you just experience lucid dreams and you are able to become conscious in your dream and start to control what's happening in your dream. This is a phenomenon that I find absolutely interesting, and I love learning about it, and I love having lucid dreams. If you have any interesting lucid dream stories, let us know about it. Sign number 5 that you have psychic abilities is that you have got a really strong sensitivity to other people's emotions and how they feel. Developing our psychic abilities is all about being able to tap into the non-physical realms. People's feelings, emotions, they are energy. So we can feel them as psychic beings. We can feel them psychically without that person telling us how they feel. So you might get a sense, you might walk into a room and feel the energy of the room. So you might have a really strong sense of empathy, and this goes into empaths, which is a whole nother video in itself, so I won't go too deep into it, but I'll leave it there. Sign number 6 that you have got more developed psychic abilities is that you have an enhanced perception. This means that you are really sensitive to details, sounds, energies in your environment. Maybe you're really sensitive to chemicals. Anything that you are being exposed to, you're going to be really sensitive to this. This also could be experienced as sensitivity and awareness of auras and sensing spirits, energies. Maybe you sense dark energies or light energies and you can feel them. This is something that I've definitely experienced, and I used to experience a lot when I was a child, and I think a lot of children do experience this. I used to sense a lot of dark energies and I was really scared, and I think that when we're in a state of fear, we tend to attract those energies because it's like a match of vibrations. So I won't go into that in too much depth. Is anyone else really sensitive to their environment like me? Let me know how this manifests in your life. For me, it's like I really like to be in a clean, organized environment. I sage all the time. I'm cleaning energies out of my space. How does this manifest for you? Let me know in the comments. Sign number 7, I want to say sign number 7 that you are psychic is that you notice that you have this spontaneous kind of knowledge that comes through. You may know something that you have not necessarily learnt. It's like you're downloading it from somewhere, and then maybe later on, either in the day, this happens to me a lot. Sometimes I will have like some kind of spontaneous download of knowledge, and then like a couple of days later, someone else will confirm that this is true and this is a fact, or that this is what they've experienced as well. And I'm like, wow, how did I know that? And I think from my experiences, what is happening is because we are always connected to the quantum field, which basically transcends time and space, is that this knowledge is always accessible to us, and it can come in the form of inspiration, ideas, or just thoughts, feelings of knowings, intuition. And I don't know how that works, I don't know why, but it happens. And sometimes it's just sign number 8 is that you have a really strong connection to nature. You could also experience receiving messages when you are in the presence of anything. It could be anything, but with specifically nature in this point, when you spend time in nature, you receive messages, downloads from the plants. Just as a quick editor's note, I wanted to add in an example of this. One time I was chilling in nature. I was feeling a little bit stuck at this point, a little bit anxious, and I decided to speak to the tree, this massive tree that I visit quite a lot. And what happened next was really cool, because the tree gave me a message that was the exact message that I needed in that moment. And I'm going to read it to you. I wrote it on a post-it note. Funnily enough, this day I didn't take my phone out, but I took a post-it pad out, which I never ever do. And I wrote on the post-it note, "Grandfather Tree reminds us to slow down. You don't need to accomplish all at once. Small growth each day is all you need. One day in the near future, you will see the fruits of your labor." And sign number 9 is that you're just so interested in the psychic realms, the mystical realms, the non-physical. All of this stuff is really interesting to you. Like me, you absolutely love to learn about the non-physical realms. You have a deep knowing that a lot of this stuff is happening and that we're all connected, and you just love to dive deeper and deeper into these things. As I said, I'm going to just give you 3 quick ways of how to develop your psychic senses further. First one is to meditate. Have a practice of presence. You might have noticed that all of these signs that you have, that you are developing your psychic abilities, are all linked, because they all relate to your state of consciousness and how present you are, how aware you are, and how much you follow your intuition. For example, when I had that dream that my friend had broken up with her boyfriend, if I hadn't have acted on that morning and messaged her to see if she was okay, I wouldn't have even known that it was a psychic dream. So have a practice of presence. Tune into what's happening around you. Be aware of what is happening when you're doing things. If you are eating, are you thinking about eating, or are you thinking about something else? When you're cooking, are you thinking about cooking, or are you thinking about something else? So really starting to become more aware of our senses when we are doing things, and being really aware of the present moment. Number 2 literally is become conscious throughout the day. So when you've come away from your meditation practice, you're going to carry this out throughout the day. And this is something that I am still practicing, and some days I am really, really conscious. Some days I am so trapped in mind loops and my mind is pulling me off in all these different directions. But keep practicing and keep setting that intention every morning to be conscious and present throughout your day. And number 3 is to experiment with following your intuition. So if you get a download, or you get an idea, or a sense of knowing that you should do something, follow that intuition and see where it takes you. If you get an intuition to go somewhere, there's not really much logical sense to what you should do there, or how you should, what's going to happen there. Try doing it anyway. See what happens. See what opens up for you. New doors open up all the time when we try new things. So really stepping into that, following your intuition and being a bit spontaneous with decisions that you're making. It's almost like we start this co-creation with the universe in a more conscious way, and it's like a constant conversation with the universe when we listen to the information that's coming through from the quantum realm, for the universe, yourself, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. Just a little side note, not everyone is ready to open up to psychic realms, guys. Some people are never going to in their life, and that's okay. We need more logical people on this earth. Not everyone is meant to be the same. So, going around to people and saying you're everyone's psychic, if they're not ready or they're not on that's in that state of consciousness to understand that, that is absolutely fine. I don't expect anyone to be interested in this stuff that aren't genuinely interested in it. And there are also ways that you can find out if you are going to be more open to psychic abilities by looking at your astrological chart. But this is such a deep subject. You know, if you have a lot of Pisces in your chart like me, then it's very likely that you're going to be open to mystical stuff. And I'm not going to go into all of the different zodiacs and the astrological signs right now. That is for another video and another day. What are your thoughts on psychic ability, guys? Have you ever experienced these signs personally? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to know. I love having conversations with you guys, so let me know. But that is it for today's video. I will see you in the next one. Namaste. Mwah.